cancer was.
It was so hard for them.
It was something that it's not your world until it is your world.
When you lose a parent, you become an orphan. And when you lose a spouse, you become a widow or a widower. But to lose a child is unimaginable. There's no name for it.
I remember thinking that there's got to be something else out here. I know that that experience isn't only his.
I just want there to be a place where people can go, moms and fathers and brothers and sisters and friends, and be together and enjoy themselves and take advantage of that time that they have together.
And it's not about giving them a break to be away because you don't want to be away. You want to be present.
I think the reality that something like Ladybug doesn't exist just simply doesn't make sense to me.
I believe that Ladybug House isn't just a good cause, it's a necessity. It's our social responsibility to support the families in our community. Hi, I'm Suzanne Gwen, and I'm the founder of Ladybug House. We do lead in healthcare, but in leading in healthcare, we as a country fail in end-of-life care. As an adult, if you're at home and you're at end of life, you can choose to go into a home hospice. Children don't have the same things available to them.
But right now, there's not really a place for them to go. If things get too much for them, they can either go to the hospital, and that's pretty much the only other option that they have.
If they choose not to be at home, there's no other place for them to go. It's like, people will tell me that people want to be home for end-of-life care, when the truth is that really they don't want to be in the hospital and there's absolutely no other option for them.
Hi, I'm Erin. My younger brother is a survivor of leukemia. He called me and he told me he had leukemia, and I remember the first question I asked is, "Are you serious?" Which is so silly that I asked that, because of course he was serious. But he had intensive treatment for about 4 years. And 1 year, I think we calculated that he spent about 285 days in the hospital out of a year. I recall being extremely frustrated at one point during my brother's care, where he was healthy enough to not be in the hospital, but still too fragile to be at home. And we waited weeks and weeks and weeks for cultures to grow, just to find out what sort of treatment was the next step. And those weeks could have easily been spent in a place like Ladybug House, where he wasn't confined to his room or needed permission to leave, or when his friends had to leave at 8 o'clock, but where he could have had really quality living while in treatment. A lot of times I didn't get to take the role of being a sister, and that was really difficult. I just wanted to be his sister, and having a place like Ladybug House for him to be at would have allowed me to be more of a sister during these many years, rather than providing so much medical care and poking and prodding. And
what I imagine Ladybug House being able to provide that we're not able to provide now is that sense of a community for families and loved ones, to help support families and loved ones who need it.
Is so healing and so beneficial for them to know that they're not alone and they're not the only ones dealing with, you know, situations like that they may be in.
It allows for children who are suffering from life-limiting illnesses to have a choice, to have some autonomy in how they want to live their last days. They can have a popsicle and they can have ice cream and they can have their dog and they can have a visit with their teacher, and whatever makes them come alive in those moments. Sometimes our systems don't work to provide that. So I think Ladybug House will help to support a bigger sense of family and community.
Providing a space in a home where people can go is just being able to normalize things so children can be kids.
And I see Ladybug House helping so many people.
I just think it'd be just so nice to have this house, this home.
Just the ability to have a sleepover with your friends, or have a family meal, or just feel normal, not feel sick for a minute, be on the same level as your friends, get some fresh air, have your family close by, whatever it may be. It's just something that's not currently being provided to these kids that are struggling with these illnesses.
We can do a better job of helping to support our neighbors, our kids, our loved ones.
I know in the bottom of my heart, so many families and patients would benefit from a home like this.
And we need this, and these kids need this, and these parents need this, and these friends need this.
So from the outside and from the in, I support the Ladybug House for families and for patients.
This is something that, you know, people aren't out there talking about they're not talking about death, and they're not talking about children dying. It's the unimaginable. It's a thing that nobody's talking about, but everybody should be talking about. This isn't just the responsibility of just a group or a hospital or a organization. It's the responsibility of all of us in the community, all of us in our country. Our families deserve more than just 2 pediatric palliative care hospices. I'm hoping you'll recognize that families deserve more. People tell me that children want to die at home. The truth is, they don't want to die in the hospital. And right now, there's no other choice. Let Ladybug House be that choice.